I've been reading all the comments on my best light language ever video, and I really appreciated all the support. I'm making a really fun multi-message today, which means I'm going to be doing a bunch of different things. I've been thinking a lot about ego. All right. So Archangel Lucifer, I just did the video on Lucifer versus Satan, which I'm really proud of myself for doing that video because it is hard for me to talk about vulnerable subjects, especially when I could feel vulnerability in it, like Satan energy, for instance, and the experience of so many souls and what that represents, the suffering, our struggle as human beings, and my desperation to want to heal all of that. You know what I mean? And where does this all come from? The Lucifer concept, where I see Archangel Lucifer, and I am proud to call him a beautiful archangel, okay? Archangel Lucifer is what I define the archangel of ego. And he's helping us to either... he's helping us to see ourselves, okay? To face that ego, to break it down, as terrifying as that process is, and to be totally reborn in that morning star light, you know? So what is light language? I swear to God, it has a lot to do with breaking down ego, setting yourself free. And I was even kind of so nervous because that was a blast from the past Tuesday video. And I had shared this in the past, but I did not post it publicly. I think I shared it on Patreon. And I never got to posting it publicly. And I was so nervous to share it because I get really nervous to share my light language style. And I was talking to myself. I was also talking to Joe about this whole concept of speaking light language and what that process is like for me, and how, you know, I listen to other people's light language is so beautiful and so gorgeous and so soothing and radiant. And I could listen to that all day because I love light language. Joe's light language is very kind of shamanic and sounds very Native American like to me. So I really like it. And he does drums and kind of a song with it. Sometimes it's very intense, sometimes very soft and gentle. And my light language is like shattering shattering glass and, going into soft notes. Like I just let myself go. I just set myself free. Okay. So we can't judge ourselves, right? Because that's ego. So if you're wanting to do light language, you have to set yourself free from your own ego to accomplish that. And here I'm doing a video with Lucifer, Satan, all the suffering of souls. We don't need to suffer in this judgmental lessons that we're going through as human beings, right? Because we hurt ourselves when we judge ourselves, right? That's like putting ourselves down in the pain and suffering, which is that difficult energy, which you could define as the Satan energy, the hell. But Archangel Lucifer is here to help us with our egos, right? I love saying Archangel Lucifer and being free to say that because he's such a beautiful being. He deserves representation in a good and healthy, positive way. That's us growing. That's us becoming alive, right? More bright, light languagey than ever before. So thank you all for your super nice comments and being supportive and not making fun of me and my light language style. I was also thinking about, as far as language go, I was exploring what it means to me. All right. So have you guys ever tried to do light language at all? Like, have you ever wondered, how do I do light language? How do I get that energy out of my body in weird noises? Like, how do I do it? Have you ever tried to, like, feel what happy feels like? Let's just say. So, like, all right, what does happy feel like to you? You could probably try to describe it as, well, I feel good. Okay, that's cool. That's a good way to explain what happy feels like, right? I feel bright and colorful like a rainbow. Okay, I love the visual image there. But what if you had to make a noise that represents happy, okay? What would it sound like? Okay, okay, I'm going to try and make a noise. Okay, laughter, all right? Laughter is happy, okay? What if we had to make another noise that sounded like happy, but it wasn't anything that was familiar to any of us? A noise, a sound, a vibration. What if you wanted the energy of happiness to be intertwined with the spirit of the squirrel? Okay, playful, happy squirrel. How would you make an expression of sound that would be like a light language gift that you would express to envelop others in your version of a happy squirrel? How would you do that? I challenge you. I challenge you to do it. So right now I'm like talking to myself. So I see myself and I'm like, so I'm challenging myself to do it. All right. This is a multi-message. So I'm not just going to talk about light language and Lucifer and Satan and all that stuff, that beautiful stuff, right? I'm going to do some other things, but I'm also going to try to do this. Okay. We're going to try to do this together. You should at least comment and say if you tried it or not and how you express light language and how you feel when you express light language. Do you feel like super rockin' about it, or you feel like, oh God, don't judge. Just don't judge me. Okay. Just say in the comments. I'm really curious. Okay. So I'm tuning into happy squirrel. That's where we're at right now. Okay. Happy, joy squirrel. Okay, I'm almost there. I'm almost there with it. Right now, it's like, I can feel it in my heart. I feel free. I feel like I'm a squirrel. I feel like I'm a flying squirrel. Okay. What's that sound like as a light language? This is the part where I struggle. Okay, this is the part where I struggle. You're seeing this in action. I'm expressing light language. I'm scared. I'm holding myself back. Ego's in the way. Asking Archangel Lucifer for help. Asking Jesus for help. Asking the Arcturians for help. Asking love for help. Okay, asking my higher self. I can do this. I can let this out. No judgment. I can set myself free. Okay, I'm gonna just start by making noises. Okay. Yeah. That was wonderful. Okay, swear to God, we are just, what a great day today is. All right, I feel like I did something really wonderful for myself. I have a little special book. This is my special book. I had this adopted notebook, and then I have this. I don't even know how I got this one either. I just this is another special book that I've acquired, okay, over time. And I wrote down some people, okay. And I wrote down some actual requests, and I've been trying to decide what I would do for this multi-message because I want to channel some beings. And I'm actually going to just chill for just a minute because John Lennon has come up, and it's come up even me asking myself to channel John Lennon. And I put him on in my notebook. I've had you guys out there asking me to channel John Lennon as well, and I think it's a great choice. So I'm going to channel John Lennon today. Because I do soul retrieval, and my goal here is to go to John Lennon's higher self, not the soul timeline, not aspects of his soul that are stuck in other dimensions. I can't always override that. Sometimes I have to just go to the parts of John Lennon that need love or need support. That's just like what my soul does. But I'm going to try to channel his higher self, or channel his highest energy. So that way we're just receiving a message today from him. Okay. Okay. Also, I was asked if I would channel the Arcturians on heroin addiction, and I want to do that. Okay. I was also asked if I would channel Jesus to get his opinion on Lucifer. You see, there's so many good ones. I had a request to channel Jimmy the Beast, who I've never even heard of. But that sounds interesting as well. I was asked if I would look into the Nazca lines. What am I supposed to do, everybody? What am I supposed to do? I have so many good requests. I have a lot. I'm gonna relax. How are all you doing, by the way, in the States? Because we've had that Arctic blast going on. It's hit Iowa, which is where I am right now. And I was traveling. When I got back to my house, I had turned my thermostat down to 58 degrees before I left town. And then when I got home, there's geothermal heat, and it would not, because it was so cold outside, I couldn't get the temperature to go up. Like, I couldn't heat the house. So I've been really, really cold. Well, great news is the temperature is shifting. I've had some help. My car also wouldn't start, by the way. So my parents came and helped me out. They gave me space heaters and a new battery for my car. So I felt so loved and taken care of. And now my thermostat's up to 72 degrees, and I'm wearing a t-shirt. So yeah, I just had to tell you that because I know a lot of people in the States right now are going through like a weird time with weather. So I'm there with you. Okay, we can get through this. All right. I'm relaxing. Let's see. John Lennon, okay? Let's channel John Lennon first, all right? Okay. Huh. There's a lot of sadness here, all right? And it makes me so emotional. It makes me devastated. It makes me disappointed. There's a lot of heart with it, but it's a lot of like devastation. And it kind of, imagine if you could love the human race from the bottom of your heart, but you could be harmed by those same people that you love from the bottom of your heart. At the soul level, the soul is crying, okay? And devastation. But the soul of John Lennon has never stopped choosing to maintain a belief in the power of love, but is going through kind of a circulation of devastation, okay? He's really hurt right now. He's just really, really hurt, like really. I see him on a couch and watching an old school TV, okay? It's the box kind, and you have to use like your hand to turn it on, and it's small. And he's watching the news, and he's telling me that he's fine, okay? But he does want people to know that his heart hurts. Is that why I'm wearing a heart shirt today? It's all about heart today. Maybe it's that Valentine's Day energy still lingering. He's watching the news. He's listening to what is being expressed as the most important topics of the world today. And he finds this to be so interesting that we're talking about ego and Lucifer, Satan, Jesus even, heroin addiction. I mean, Arcturians, like we're bringing in all this information, all this deep conversation. But, okay, let me try my best to define where he's going with this. He's showing me a person on the TV, and it feels like back in the day, okay? And this person is expressing their views, their values, and encouraging us to cheer. Yeah! Hooray! You're so on top of this! Okay? But that person is just wearing the costume, putting on the appearance, putting on the message, okay? And so what are we receiving from that? And who is the speaker of that message? Like, what is going on inside themselves? Who are they exactly? Who is that person? Because he's showing me what feels like the words are spoken, but what is really the intention of those words is just to get the audience, just to get the approval, just to get the applaud. That's the only intention of those words. Those words aren't to actually reach the hearts of and souls of the human race. It's just simply to get people's approval. And that's thin. That's very, very thin energy. It's not, there's not a lot to digest there. He's reminding me of my Facebook video and how it was all very thin circulation of more and more and more information, but it wasn't really reaching us at the soul level, and we're just sort of reacting to it and responding to it, and then we're just circulating with it. But there is growth there for the human race and how we are learning how to open up to each other. Whether that's just brutally just reacting to things, or stating something that comes from the heart and then getting attacked because somebody didn't like that, or how it goes. But it just was like a lot of circulation and a constant feed. This again, he's showing me kind of like the echo of the news. Okay. And how it's really, it still has the same representative. So the person we're watching on his old school TV is the same messenger on our TV today, which these messages are simply to get the approval of people, okay? What about getting to the heart of the matter? Really reaching the heart of the matter. And sometimes when you reach the heart of the matter, it's almost like a ripple of learning takes place. But if we don't have to, I guess, create vulnerability or insecurity, if we say things that are, okay, like my light language may be a little out there and really different, okay? That's my personal style, but it's going to freak a lot of people out. Me being super supportive Archangel Lucifer, I love that guy. That is going to push people to have to grow, okay? So if I just say everything with the intention of, oh, Abbey, I love you for saying exactly the same thing that everybody else is saying because I'm safe with that message. But don't tell me something that's beyond that message that's actually going to force me to grow and work on my ego. So he's showing us this, okay? And he's showing me himself. He's a representative of the message, and he's attached to the TV. And he's attached to the next message, and the next message, and the next message, and the next message. Almost wanting the messages to be safe, create safety, security, create the message that he wants to hear, the next message, almost hoping that at some future point it will continue to get better. Even if it's bad, like it could be like a digestible message that's safe, even if it's a bad news, like there's still something good to it, like there's support here, or that we're trying to get through this, or whatever. The messages aren't encouraging us to work on ourselves, though. Work on what makes us the most uncomfortable, because they aren't challenging the status quo of the comfort level of the human race. And we're all sitting back and just wanting things to remain as comfortable as they can in a difficult time. Like he's leaning on, I mean, there's a lot of coronavirus vibe to this, but there also isn't. There's the political vibe to this, big time. And how political speakers, they might paint the picture of this is good, this is taking care of everybody, this is and it's like, yes, finally somebody who cares about everybody, but really it's just what you want to hear. It's not actually helping people in a way that's really helping them. So this is a vulnerable subject, okay? Let's say we are giving money to people who are poor, okay? But we aren't encouraging them to develop the skills that actually help them to succeed in life. So what are we doing to doing to help encourage the growth of the human race? So supporting human beings is important, but what about growing human beings, growing us mentally, emotionally, physically, These are the types of ideas that need to be put out there that could even be controversial, but it's only because there's the insecurity of having to face oneself, having to work on oneself. that's the best way I could define this, okay? I'm going to stick around for just a little bit longer here. He really is really, I mean, this is really to hit home with a very 3D conversation, a very what's going on in the world today conversation, and how it impacts his heart. And the most important message everything right now, it's like he's saying, and the most important message, and I hear nothing. I hear nothing being said right now. The most important message is lost in silence. The most important message is not being spoken. The most important messages are not being spoken. And he's reminding me of how hard it is sometimes to express ourselves differently, like the happy squirrel trying to do light language, just trying to be oneself, even if oneself is so different and almost weird or out there, right? He's also talking about speaking up even if you're going to be attacked and you know you will be attacked for saying that thing. He's showing me people who have lost their jobs, celebrity people even, who have lost their jobs simply because they stated what they felt was their truth. And I've read some of these things where I'm kind of shocked and appalled that was taken so negatively. Because it seems like a pretty honest statement. And it didn't seem like it was violating at all, you know? There's a lot of these examples out there. I'm not able to put my finger on one just yet. But I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But that is setting a precedence here that if you speak your truth, you may lose your job. You may regret that. Notably regret that. So maybe you should just not say anything at all. He shows me when he looks at human beings, he sees two things. He sees the Christ consciousness energy that we were born with, that we were all born with. But he also sees our struggle to step into those noble shoes, because that's true nobility. Christ consciousness is true nobility, not because somebody gave you, you found yourself born into royalty, or you found yourself in the right family and now you're in politics. Like you earned that nobility, you earned that credit. Because you chose to walk the path of the Christ consciousness within yourself. And now we go into the struggle, right? The ego. Why souls are in so much pain, because they're in conflict. And why would anybody be in conflict with the Christ consciousness? Why would anybody be in conflict with that? It's so easy. It's so freeing. Why wouldn't you want to be a representative of Christ consciousness? Why wouldn't anybody want to be that? Because we're all born with it. We all have that spirit of energy inside ourselves. You call it the Holy Spirit. You could call it God or Source, or you call it Jesus. You could call it Buddha. You could call it, that energy that deeply vibrates, emanates pure unconditional love, patience, forgiveness, depth. Why are we in conflict with that? Why are we struggling with that? Why is the human race encouraging us to run away from it, to hide from it, to ridicule it, to throw it away in the trash? simply because that person is afraid to be that Christ consciousness energy. And because it is so natural and is so loving and is so pure. But why is that degraded, you know? Why is that? It's almost like, why is it too much for somebody to love? Why is it too much? Why is it too much for somebody to be a loving person, an outright, vocally loving person? Why is that too much for this world? Why does this world feel so vulnerable by it? To love Lucifer? It makes you demonic? But what do you understand then about love and demons? What are your personal demons? That perhaps that we were told one thing, we were taught one thing, but we're discovering a new truth, which is about growth, self-discovery, evolution. We can't keep holding on to the past. We have to keep moving forward with love. New reflections, new experiences with love, so that we can grow and evolve with love, so that we don't have to hurt love anymore. We don't have to attack it. We don't have to kill it. We don't have to silence that loving voice or that loving perspective that threatens people, that threatens the freedom to be imprisoned by other people's fears or egos. He likes the voice. He likes the light language. He likes expressions of love through music, through sounds, through fearlessness of being true to one's self. Being true to one's self. So he shows me again the TV, and I see just a man with a kind of a politician looking man, and his finger is pointing, and I hear all the clapping and nodding, but it's all kind of just a big show, you know? Because has that one found the Christ consciousness within themselves? Is that one expressing light language? Is that one expressing from the heart this spirit of love? Unconditional love. So that's the message from John Lennon. I feel like that is the message for today, for this video. But I will be making more videos, and we will be exploring more of these requests together, talking and sharing our experiences. Thank you all so much for being supportive, for sharing your thoughts. You guys say some of the neatest things. Even talking about your personal life experiences, like literally sharing stories, and even helping each other out by reading each other's comments and then commenting yourselves. It's great. It's really great. So thank you all so much for that. All right. I'm just going to pause for a minute. I feel like the spirit of myself is returning to my body more. I'm feeling more physical, more human. I feel happy. I feel like a happy squirrel. Thank you for being a part of this experience with me. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Definitely check me out at my other 2 YouTube channels. One is Abbey Psychic Services. The other is Zodiac Energy Readings. And then I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. Okay, have a great day, everybody.